Hello, Sandra here, and I am coming at you from my workplace. Again, I have absolutely nothing to do at the moment, so I figured I'd go ahead and do this video while I have my webcam with me because this is a really important video to me. It really means a lot because pretty much precisely to the day, 1 year ago is when I woke up. This is when I had that moment of realizing my true gender and my true self. I've told the story 100 million times on my channel. I was just sitting there watching Tomboy and something clicked. And I actually remember the exact scene. It's when they're looking in the mirror and they're trying to figure out, can they go without a shirt on and run around shirtless with the boys? And I did that very thing. And I just suddenly identified with it, and that, holy shit, this is my life. This is what's going on. This is my childhood. This is everything that I am. And at that point, I totally freaked out. I just remember all of June being terrified. That's the first thing I remember about June of last year, is just the fear. Every single day, 4 weeks, stressed out, not knowing who I was. This is why I felt like I don't know myself anymore. And it really agitated me because I'm someone who wants to know who they are. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in my life, and I've lost my identity a few times. And that's something that I have a really hard time standing, and I felt like that might be happening. And so I went on to a bunch of forums. Empty Closets, I think, was one I went on, and started asking that question that 90% of people probably ask: how do you know if you're trans? I asked pretty much everybody I possibly could that question. I read as many stories as I could about people coming out or realizing themselves. I went through everything, and I really overthought everything. I sat there and I wrote out notes about my past and my life until finally I had convinced myself that it was nothing. I figured I was just really unhappy, so I was like, well, maybe it would be easier for me to be a straight cis male. And maybe that's why I'm so unhappy right now, is that, I'm this lesbian woman, and that's a hard thing to be sometimes, especially when it comes to romance. So that's what I try to tell myself, at least, which makes no sense. Probably doesn't even make sense the way I said it. But it's what I did at the time to try to cope. So July, a couple weeks, I was fine. I worked for the HRC. But the second I started working for the HRC, it just hit me again. And again, I ignored it until August, and then I just couldn't ignore it anymore. But if it hadn't been for that moment in June around this time, I would still be struggling. I still wouldn't feel like myself. I wouldn't be my full self, my true self. And so I'm very grateful for that. That I just happened upon the LGBT movie section on Netflix was a great discovery for many, many reasons. But, if I could talk to myself from back then, go back in time in the TARDIS or whatever, go and tell myself a few things, I think the first thing I'd say is breathe. Just breathe. I'm sitting there freaking out. Just calm down, number one. And number two, there's no rush. You got all the time in the world. You don't have to figure things out like that. You don't have to figure things out overnight. This is the kind of thing, our identity, who we are, our lives, it doesn't just happen overnight. It's this continual thing of just growing pains and just struggling through everything that's been going on. And I've done a lot of that, but I've come really far in the last year. My family's come really far. Mom has been unbelievable. It was actually her idea to get a picture of me in front of a rainbow wall because of rainbow pride, LGBT pride. So I couldn't believe that she said that. It was completely her idea. And all my family, my immediate family, my extended family doesn't know, and my dad didn't tell them because they wouldn't understand, especially when they were sitting there trashing the whole Target thing with the bathrooms over here in the good old US of A. But other than that, I feel really confident with who I am, and feel like I'm on the right track. I've said stuff about struggling lately with being gender fluid and just trying to figure out what direction to go and that sort of deal, but I am so much better off than I was last year in so many ways. I mean, yeah, my life has been interesting lately. It's really hard for me to be here and not be my full self. But the good news is I'm applying to other jobs, so I won't be here much longer. I'm actually job searching right now on the company computer, so I hope they don't find out about that part. But I literally have nothing to do right now. I have like one email I just got that I need to deal with, but other than that, I can just sit here and talk on webcam pretty much all I want today. And so I really just want to take that second today to really share that, and to especially thank the whole internet, all of you people out there that I've met in forums or social media or just people on YouTube, especially the people that I've watched on YouTube that have great channels that really helped me out this time last year when I went through and like watched a million different videos. I met some amazing people on here that I just am so lucky to have met. One in particular watches these, so hi Lily, you're awesome. Thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank all of you for everything that you do. All the people I've met on here are such inspirations, and it's good to know that you're not alone, that I'm not alone in this, and that I'm not the only one that's struggling in the way that I am, which is very validating and comforting. So we'll see where I am this time next year. It'll definitely be interesting. I do know one thing, and that's that I won't be in this office. So that's already one positive thing that's going to happen in the next year. That's for certain right there. So I should probably go and act like I'm doing something. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you and everything that you do. You're amazing people. You really, really are. So, heart to you guys. And so, now, I will catch you guys later.